Hello, my name is Exabo, and this is Unity of Command 2 Barbarossa DLC Odessa mission on hard. 3, 2, 1, and here we are. Well, as you know, I've already published an Odessa video. However, it's not on hard, it's on classic. It's one, just the older version of my my exploits in Unity of Command 2 Barbarossa DLC, and like I said this so many times I can do it like a tongue twister. And so, to be honest, I'm really doing this mission and doing this particular video just to cover everything of the DLC on hard, because my strategy did not change too much on hard. It got a little more frustrating, obviously, because the saves are even stronger than they used to be. But it also actually changed my approach to Barbarossa Station a little bit. And you will see, so let's look through all of those deployments, because we will get crap loads of infantry, most of which we will probably won't need too much of. And the Soviets obviously blow up their bridges. It's still true that Barbarossa Station isn't too difficult. The most difficult objectives. Okay, so to the actual change. So in Classic, if you remember, I think I mentioned it, I definitely showed it. So in Classic, I went for that infantry with the engineer step in the plains. So it kind of looks like the obvious way, the obvious approach, because obviously they don't have the hills, they're easier. The easier objective there, they're an easier target, right? So better chances of actually killing them. But I found that you actually suffer from the same problem if you take that hex, because it's a plain hex, and the Soviets will can't just wait to attack this if you take it. I've pretty much the Soviet cavalry, which is plentiful here, they just go in and will attack you and try to squeeze you out of your little bridgehead. So, or your little salient, or rather. Right, so I found that attacking those hills, like using your set-piece attack, well, exactly what I'm doing right now, set-piece attacks and everything, to soften these guys up and to take the hexes next to Barbarossa Station with my infantry or any other units that have artillery steps and can also, well, inflict pain on Barbarossa Station when they need to take it, is actually a better solution. It doesn't feel like it, but I found that going through the hills and kind of preparing your attack there, what I'm doing actually right now, is a good idea, and you can get Barbarossa Station pretty early. And sometimes, and I've already mentioned it in my Gates of Moscow mission, it's not always bad to take an objective too early, even if you need, and to fail English, even if you know that the Soviets will take it back, right? So if they realize that they have too many troops, and they'll certainly try to kick you out. Because it will cost them troops, and the fewer troops they have, the better, ultimately. Generally, they will sustain more damage than you will. And if there is still enough, okay, so Barbarossa Station is going to be mine. And as far as I remember, they won't try to attack me seriously there. And I actually got lucky and prevented them from ever attacking us. Obviously, I probably have one of the best options for holding the station. So an elite unit with an artillery step. It's pretty well protected. But I'm guessing the Soviets will try to squeeze me out. By the way, the Encircle Odessa objective is mine. It's actually, to be honest, I actually oh no, they kicked me out. So, and here we are. So I actually did severely damage one Soviet division. And the thing is that, okay, so they brought someone else in, but those guys are not entrenched. They don't have any specialist steps. So they'll be almost excessively easy to destroy or kick out. And this is essentially what I'm doing right now. Right, so, and I'm back. Actually, the very same division is back. So in Encircle Odessa, really, to be honest, I just saved the game at this point. I will probably explain how I do it. It's not too difficult, and I generally don't engage in it. But you can actually, the game saves your progress in separate files. They're not kind of hidden or anything, so you can actually get them and copies. And I generally don't do that. except for the beginning of the mission, so that if I restart the mission, I really don't have to do all of the arrangements, all of the replenishments and allocating all of the specialist steps, so that I really don't have to waste my time doing all of this mechanical stuff, and I can focus on tackling the mission, right? So, and I occasionally, in certain missions that I see that are super difficult, like Odessa or like Braun in the Blitzkrieg DLC, I just if I see that, say, at the beginning of the mission, I do all like exactly the same thing, and I'm just trying to figure out something that happens, say, on turn like 5 or 6, right? And I'm failing there. So I'm just saving at turn, say, 5, because I do all the same things, I succeed perfectly, but there's something else, so that I really don't waste my time. I've already spent like 100 hours with this DLC, come on. Yeah, I've got other stuff to do, and it's not like I'm trying to go for high score, because that's the only thing that you get from being very strict about it, right? So, or not being like using these quote-unquote saves. I really don't care about the score, right? I'm more interested in kind of solving the puzzle of these hard scenarios, and yeah, so this is actually what I did in Odessa mission. I don't think I actually did it on classic, but on hard it got a bit like, yes, I figured out in Circle Odessa, I figured out what to do with this kind of cavalry dash around the city, right? So it's pretty obvious. It's always like I tried and tried and tried. It was always the same thing. Oh, by the way, there's a tank division, or maybe a regiment. I think it was regiments on this scale. This is a zoomed in. It's one of the zoomed in scenarios of this DLC, and well, works perfectly. But I lost one of my tank regiments or brigades, and I actually got lucky. As you can see, I actually missed the points. But to be honest, Karpovo Station and Circle Odessa, even Odessa Center and Avdiopol are not difficult. The most difficult objective is Suvereniuka. And I've seen people saying, okay, I moved in from the east, like with my cavalry and everything, like across the bridges. I've never been able to do that. I don't know. You may be able to do that on easy or normal difficulty. Even on classic, I've never been able to do something like that. The Soviets like entrench and defend that area very efficiently, and would take me lots and lots of losses to not even succeed. Okay. So my strategy about Suvereniuka, and actually I missed it in my comments right now. So essentially have 2 divisions, and I'm sure you've seen it. Oh, wait. So have 2 divisions with artillery next to Suvereniuka. You can actually kind of squeeze your divisions or regiments in across the river south of Znamenka, and then use one division. It may take a couple of turns, but use one division with set piece attack, so for a good chance of that enemy retreating, and then you enter with the other division. So that's your approach, and that's how it should be done. So I think it's pretty much impossible to destroy that Soviet division sitting in Suvereniuka, despite it's being a green division, right? So it's still way too powerful. It costs way too much in losses, even if you try, but the battle predictions are terrible, and yeah, it doesn't work. Set piece attack is your chance. Set piece attack plus someone else to actually enter that hex. And so, yeah, but at this point, I'm actually winning the scenario. As you can see, Mayaki was not too difficult, and I highly recommend you to take it if you don't have an air support card, because, well, it'll give you air support, and you can, if you do have that card, and you should, and I've already mentioned this approach to having cards and using your cards, so that you, yeah, so go ahead and use that card and bomb the Soviets and use it as additional source of firepower, because you need it, especially on hard. And yes, here's me gradually attacking Odessa Center. Probably it'll take me a couple of more turns to actually take that objective, and probably the only German division that comes into play in this scenario will probably help. But as you can see, I have crap loads of artillery already next to Odessa Center, all the other objectives, except for Avdiopol. But Avdiopol is going to be mine, I think, this turn. And so Odessa Center, I'll probably try to clear, we'll see right now. Why am I trying to predict this? But it's been like a couple of weeks ago when I played this mission, so I don't exactly remember what I did in this playthrough. So, but as you can see, I've got one infantry division next to it, and so Avitiopolis is completely suppressed, and they'll just leave or die. Yeah, they'll just leave. They just died. Yeah, I'm guessing I'm going to use my tanks just to get rid of it. Even though I think turn 12 wasn't the deadline, I just went for it and got my specialist steps. I think it was an engineer. But in any case, speaking of engineers, I have like almost a perfect arrangement for taking Odessa Center at this point. So I have an effectively infantry unit with a heavy artillery step and one unit with an engineer step. So at this point, I'm guessing I'm doing the softening up, so that I can attack with my German division. So still, the Marines in the Odessa Center are still too well fortified, too strong, too well equipped with an NKVD step. So for me to actually take it, but I think next turn is going to be the final effective turn of the mission. So I am breaching them, and okay, so I'm guessing it's going to be turn 15 when I actually finish it, because obviously, like that's the biggest penalty. Or turn 14 actually, it was 13. That's the biggest penalty. That's the biggest penalty about for set piece attack is the fact that you lose all of your MPs, all of your movement points, and sometimes you forget about it. Screw yourself over. But yes, so Odessa Center is mine. I forced these guys I've kicked these guys out. I've been waiting for them to do that, and I've succeeded. I still had time left, and at this point, I think I didn't go for killing everybody. In my own classic, I kind of did this complete clearing of the entire map, even though one guy was left, unfortunately got in one of the city hexes. But effectively, this mission is over. As you can see, Odessa, despite being very difficult, actually, I ended this mission here. So let's end this video. As you can see, Odessa is, I still believe it's the most difficult and frustration scenario of the entire DLC, but it's very doable if you do things right. Until tomorrow.